I can still feel the despair washing over me like cold rain. Mile 20 of my first marathon. The world around me blurred as my legs transformed into concrete pillars beneath me. Every step became a negotiation with my body, a body that was desperately trying to tell me something I hadn't wanted to hear. My spirit? Completely drained. Not because I hadn't trained enough. I had faithfully logged every mile in my training plan, pushed through every barrier of discomfort, but because I hadn't nourished myself properly. In that moment of profound vulnerability, I learned that determination alone cannot fuel our bodies. We need to honor them with the right nutrition. Welcome to Fueling Your Active Life with Nell Wellness. And today, we're exploring the 10 most powerful foods for performance and recovery. Because let me tell you, the relationship between what you eat and how you perform isn't just scientific theory. It's something I've learned through sweat, tears, those silent moments of doubt, and yes, those muscle cramps that somehow know exactly when an important presentation is about to start. Whether you're squeezing in workouts before dawn because it's the only quiet moment in your day, or training for something that represents a deeper personal transformation, your body deserves the right fuel to carry your dreams forward. So let's dive into the foods that will transform not just your performance, but your recovery, and ultimately, your relationship with your own incredible body. Before we begin, if you're new here, I'd love for you to join our Nell Wellness family. Click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss our evidence-based wellness content designed specifically for busy professionals like you. Let me tell you about Dan, a client whose story still touches my heart. He came to me exhausted, frustrated, and questioning his own commitment. Despite hitting the gym 5 days a week and dedicating precious weekend hours to cardio, he wasn't seeing results. I still remember the defeat in his eyes when he asked, "What am I doing wrong?" His mistake wasn't lack of effort. It was starting every morning with just egg whites, discarding the very part of the egg that could help his body heal. Whole eggs are the gold standard for muscle recovery because they contain a complete amino acid profile. They're especially rich in leucine, which acts like a gentle key that unlocks your body's natural ability to rebuild itself after stress. Research from the University of Illinois found that whole eggs after resistance training enhance muscle protein response by 40% compared to egg whites alone. That's what I told Dan, and I'll never forget the text he sent me 3 weeks later. I feel like my body is finally listening to me again. Within weeks of adding those golden centers back into his diet, his recovery time shortened dramatically, and more importantly, he felt genuinely nourished. The humble egg's versatility makes it indispensable for busy professionals whose bodies and minds are constantly being asked to perform. Whether scrambled like this for a quick dinner, hard-boiled for an office snack, or incorporated into a weekend frittata, eggs adapt to your schedule rather than the other way around, offering forgiveness and nourishment even in our most chaotic moments. I call this my desk drawer emergency fuel, though obviously I keep it refrigerated. I still remember the overwhelming pressure of my law school finals week, the weight of expectations, the fear of failure, the physical exhaustion competing with mental demands. During those moments when I felt my body and spirit disconnecting, Greek yogurt became my anchor to wellness. It reminded me that nourishment isn't something we delay until we have time. It's how we create the energy to face our challenges. What makes Greek yogurt truly special is its unique combination of whey and casein proteins. It's like having both a sprint and marathon runner on your recovery team. Whey rushes to your muscles with immediate comfort, while casein delivers a slow, gentle stream of amino acids for hours afterward, supporting you long after you've moved on to the next task. A study tracked people consuming Greek yogurt after workouts for 12 weeks, They gained significantly more muscle thickness and lost more body fat compared to those who didn't. But beyond the numbers, what matters is how it makes you feel, nourished, supported, and ready to face whatever comes next. When paired with berries or oats like this, you create a perfect post-workout recovery meal that honors both your body's immediate needs and its long-term well-being. The protein-carb combination reduces post-exercise hunger and subsequent calorie intake, particularly helpful when you're trying to maintain energy without overindulging after intense workouts. I learned this lesson through pain, the kind that comes from ignoring your body's whispers until they become shouts. I once trained through an inflamed knee because a major presentation was looming. Every step was a negotiation with pain, but I convinced myself that pushing through was strength. That mistake taught me the critical importance of listening to inflammation, a lesson salmon had been trying to teach me all along. Fatty fish like salmon deliver about 25 grams of protein per serving, but their true gift lies in their omega-3 fatty acids. These beneficial fats reduce exercise-induced inflammation, like nature's gentle embrace, soothing your body without the side effects of medication. A study found omega-3 supplementation decreased muscle soreness and inflammatory markers, equivalent to the benefits you'd get from consuming a 4-ounce salmon serving. These omega-3s help mitigate that particular brand of pain that arrives 2 days after your workout, just in time for important meetings or moments when you need to be fully present. Even with a packed schedule, preparing salmon doesn't require culinary expertise, just a willingness to honor your body's needs. This sheet pan salmon with vegetables can be ready in under 30 minutes, about the time it takes to scroll through emails after work, but with infinitely more benefit to your well-being. There's a reason chicken breast appears in so many meal prep containers in office refrigerators worldwide. It's the reliable teammate that never lets you down, even when deadlines loom and self-care feels impossible. Meet Sophia, a surgeon whose story deeply moved me. Working 12-hour shifts saving lives, she found herself ironically neglecting her own well-being. The fatigue had become so normal she stopped recognizing it as a signal from her body. She discovered that having pre-cooked chicken portions ready to go meant the difference between proper recovery and grabbing whatever was fastest, typically the least nutritious option in the hospital cafeteria. For the first time in years, she told me, I feel like I'm caring for myself with the same attention I give my patients. Skinless chicken breast offers an impressive 28 grams of protein per 3-ounce serving with minimal fat. Its high leucine content directly supports muscle protein synthesis, particularly when paired with complex carbohydrates, a partnership that mirrors how we need both strength and endurance in our daily lives. Interestingly, research comparing chicken to plant-based protein blends demonstrated equivalent muscle protein synthesis rates. This highlights chicken's efficacy while suggesting that well-designed plant alternatives can be similarly effective. Good news for those incorporating more plant-based meals into their routine. Our bodies are remarkably adaptable when we listen to them with compassion. Sweet potatoes are the unsung heroes of the athletic world. The steady, reliable energy source that won't spike your blood sugar only to leave you crashing during afternoon meetings when you need your mental clarity most. Let me tell you about Jamie, whose story might resonate with many of you. A dedicated mother of 3 who somehow found time to train for a half marathon, she couldn't figure out why she kept hitting an energy wall during her afternoon runs after work. The frustration in her voice was palpable during our first call. She was eating energy bars before her workouts, but experiencing dramatic energy crashes that left her feeling defeated and questioning her commitment. When we switched her to sweet potatoes at lunch, everything changed. Within days, she texted me, I finally felt strong the whole way through. I didn't know it could feel this way. Rich in vitamin A, fiber, and potassium. Sweet potatoes replenish glycogen stores with a low glycemic index, ensuring prolonged energy release. Their potassium helps counteract exercise-induced electrolyte loss, particularly important if you're fitting in lunchtime workouts and then returning to important afternoon tasks that require your full presence. Studies show that high-carbohydrate diets featuring foods like sweet potatoes can restore up to 93% of muscle glycogen within 24 hours post-exercise. I keep roasted sweet potatoes in my refrigerator for quick reheating. They pair perfectly with almost any protein and can substitute for less nutritious carbs in most meals, offering both physical nourishment and the emotional satisfaction of a meal that truly supports your goals. Now we've covered 5 powerful foods that should be in every active person's kitchen. But we're only halfway through our list. After the break, we'll explore 5 more game-changing foods that will elevate your performance and speed up your recovery. If you're finding value in this information, please hit that like button and share this video with someone who might need this knowledge. And don't forget to visit nellwellness.com for personalized nutrition plans and resources designed specifically for busy professionals. Stay with us. Welcome back to Fueling Your Active Life with Nell Wellness. We've explored eggs, Greek yogurt, salmon, chicken breast, and sweet potatoes, foods that have transformed not just my performance, but the lives of countless clients I've worked with. Now let's dive into 5 more powerful foods that will transform your relationship with your body and its incredible capacity for recovery. Popeye was onto something, though I prefer my spinach in smoothies rather than canned. This leafy green deserves a place in every active person's nutrition plan, not just for its nutrients, but for the self-care it represents. I once worked with a client, a corporate lawyer named Michael, whose story still touches me deeply. He suffered from debilitating muscle cramps during his evening basketball games, cramps so severe they would leave him sidelined and frustrated. But the physical pain was just a symptom of a deeper issue, the emotional toll of high-stress days with minimal self-care. I felt betrayed by my body, he told me during our first session, the vulnerability in his voice palpable. The culprit wasn't just dehydration. It was profound electrolyte depletion from his high-stress days with minimal nutrient intake. Spinach provides magnesium, potassium, and polyphenols, which combat oxidative stress and help prevent those cramps, the unwelcome visitors that have a knack for arriving during important presentations or crucial workout moments when you need to be fully present. A meta-analysis found that polyphenol-rich greens like spinach reduce muscle damage up to 96 hours post-exercise, improving muscle strength recovery by over 7%. Its high vitamin K content also supports bone density, critical for high-impact sports and long-term health. I've learned to keep frozen spinach cubes in my freezer for quick smoothie additions on mornings when I'm rushing from workout to work calls. These tiny green powerhouses provide lasting benefits with minimal effort. A reminder that self-care doesn't have to be time-consuming to be transformative. In the middle of a particularly grueling training session years ago, one of those moments when doubt creeps in and whispers that you should give up, a fellow athlete handed me a banana. Nature's energy bar, he called it. The simplicity of that gesture, that moment of human connection through food, has stayed with me for years. During my time working with professional basketball players, I witnessed a transformation that still moves me. One athlete who consistently struggled in the second half of games was searching for expensive supplements and complex solutions. Instead, we tried something simple, eating a banana during halftime. The change wasn't just physical, it was emotional. The look of surprise on his face when he realized his body could sustain energy through something so simple and natural was profound. The 422 mg of potassium helps prevent cramps by regulating muscle contractions, while 27 grams of carbohydrates quickly restore glycogen. This makes bananas perfect for that vulnerable recovery window between workout completion and your next commitment. Additionally, resistant starch in unripe bananas supports gut health, an often overlooked component of overall wellness and emotional balance. Research links banana consumption to reduced muscle soreness and enhanced recovery. The fact that they come in their own biodegradable packaging makes them the ultimate grab-and-go recovery food for busy professionals whose self-care must fit into the margins of demanding days. I keep bananas at various stages of ripeness, greener ones for slower energy release ahead of endurance activities, and spotty ones for immediate glycogen replenishment after intense training sessions. They're nature's perfect reminder that nourishment doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. There's something deeply comforting about a bowl of oatmeal after an early morning workout, a comfort that goes beyond taste to something primal about nourishment and care. That comfort is backed by solid nutritional science, but it's also about honoring our body's need for consistency and kindness. When I started coaching Sarah, an emergency room physician whose story still brings tears to my eyes, she was struggling with more than inconsistent energy. Her unpredictable shifts had disconnected her from the rhythms of her own body. "I don't even know what hunger feels like anymore," she confessed during our first session. "I just know exhaustion." Her schedule made regular meals nearly impossible, and the emotional toll of constant emergencies left little space for self-care. Our solution? Overnight oats prepared during her rare moments of downtime, a simple act of caring for her future self. Oats offer protein and fiber, alongside iron and magnesium, nutrients that enhance oxygen delivery to muscles. A fascinating study on oat bran supplementation showed a remarkable 20% increase in time to exhaustion during swimming trials. The beta-glucan fiber in oats slows digestion, stabilizing energy levels and reducing post-exercise fatigue. A critical benefit when you're moving from morning workouts to all-day meetings that require your full presence and emotional resilience. When I'm traveling for work, portable oatmeal packets come with me. They're like carrying insurance against poor hotel breakfast options. The first time I truly understood the healing power of food, I was sitting alone in a tiny restaurant in Tokyo. My body ached from the 14-hour flight, my mind spinning with anxiety about the presentation I'd give the next morning. The chef placed a simple bowl of steamed edamame before me, and something in me quieted. Carlos, a triathlete I worked with last year, came to me with inflamed joints and a spirit that was just as raw. "I feel like my body's betraying me," he whispered, his voice catching. After years of pushing through pain, ignoring his body's signals, he'd reached a breaking point. His journey back to himself began with small green pods. Edamame became his gateway to plant-based recovery. Edamame provides 18 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber per cup, making it a complete plant protein that supports muscle recovery while creating that feeling of satisfaction we all crave after pushing our bodies to their limits. Its isoflavones gently reduce inflammation, while its potassium content rivals bananas in combating those painful exercise-induced cramps that can wake you in the night. A 2019 meta-analysis confirmed what Carlos discovered through lived experience. Soy isoflavones safely and effectively support muscle repair without disrupting our delicate hormonal balance. For him, these little green pods became symbols of a new relationship with his body, one based on nourishment rather than punishment. Sometimes our deepest healing comes from unexpected places. After my knee injury 3 years ago, I felt a kind of grief I wasn't prepared for. It wasn't just physical pain, it was the loss of identity. The fear that perhaps the active life I'd built was slipping away from me. On my darkest day, my coaching mentor Maya appeared at my door with a bottle of deep crimson liquid. "This won't fix everything," she said, but it might help you remember that healing is possible. That bottle of Tart Cherry Juice became my ritual, a daily reminder that recovery isn't just physical, but emotional too. Jasmine, a dancer whose career was threatened by chronic inflammation, told me she felt like her body had become a stranger, an adversary to be fought rather than a home to be cherished. Her journey back to movement began with this simple ruby elixir. The concentrated anthocyanins in Tart Cherry Juice work to lower inflammation and that soul-crushing delayed-onset muscle soreness. Research shows it reduces muscle soreness by 30 to 40% and improves strength recovery by over 7%. Numbers that translate to real human experience, to the difference between moving through the world with pain or with possibility. For Jasmine, for me, for so many of the athletes I've worked with, Tart Cherry Juice became more than nutrition. It became a tangible act of self-compassion, a way of saying to our bodies, I hear you, I honor your pain, and I'm giving you what you need to heal. These 10 foods collectively form a tapestry of nourishment. Protein for repair, carbohydrates for energy, and anti-inflammatory compounds for recovery. But they're more than just nutrients. They're invitations to a deeper relationship with our bodies and with the earth that provides this abundance. I think of Michael, who came to me after his heart attack scare, terrified, angry, and disconnected from his body. I don't know how to listen to it anymore, he admitted. His healing journey began not with a strict diet plan, but with curiosity and compassion. Each of these foods became a teacher, helping him rediscover the language his body had been speaking all along. The science tells us that nutritional consistency creates a foundation for physical performance. But our human experience tells us something even more profound, that how we nourish ourselves reflects how we value ourselves, how we honor the vessel that carries us through this one precious life. While research continues exploring personalized nutrient timing and specific protocols, what remains constant is this truth. Nourishment is an act of love. Build your meals around these powerhouse foods, adjust portions to your specific needs, and watch how your recovery transforms. Not just in the gym, but in everything you do. Remember, we're not just training for competitions or aesthetic goals. We're fueling our bodies for the marathon of life with all its unexpected turns, its heartbreaks and joys, its moments of struggle and triumph. If this journey resonates with you, please like this video and share in the comments which of these foods speaks to your own needs right now. Don't forget to share with someone who might be struggling with recovery or performance. Subscribe to the Nell Wellness YouTube channel for more content that honors both the science of nutrition and the emotional landscape of wellness. Your body has carried you this far. Now it's time to nourish it with the care and compassion it deserves.